IT for years. IT for years has been built in silos. So we have servers, storage, network teams.
Let's start this one over again, yeah? Because you went out of the...
Did I step back?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have that with everybody.
Yeah. It's automatic.
Yeah, but
that's so funny that on my people automatically leave camera.
But that's because probably I have to went with a microphone.
It's just a natural thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
let's start. Hello everybody, Jan van Klooster, Dell Technologies, and I'm standing next to Paul McKay, CTO, EMEA.
Yeah.
And you just gave a presentation to a big crowd here.
Yeah, great fun.
And it was fun?
It was really enjoyable. So the Dell Afterglow events are, they're really important. They give us an opportunity to share with the wider customer and partner base all of the things that we announced at Dell Technologies as well, but in a little bit more detail. So we get to dig into it a little bit, get under the hood, and give people more information and talk about some of the unique things that we announced, especially this year. It was a big Dell Technologies world for us. It's our 35th birthday, and we made some pretty big announcements on stage back in Vegas.
Yeah, because we want to help customers a lot.
Right.
Yeah, because we need to get in touch with our customers, and they have new customer experiences, the new world of customer experience, and the CTO, they need to answer those questions. And Dell Cloud is going to help to win the hearts of the customers, right?
Yeah, it's important, especially in this the kind of time we find ourselves in at the moment. So we have organizations have more choices than ever where to run applications and services, and that includes both the traditional applications and services that run the business today, and the ones that if they go down, you can probably put a financial dollar value on it, and as well as the ones in the future. So the new applications and services that are more cloud native by nature, that are going to deliver new benefits and new capabilities to that organization. And with that choice can come complexity. So if I have 5 different clouds, which is what we believe most organizations are using, I've got 5 different management silos, I've got 5 different teams that know how to run those individual clouds. So the new Dell Technologies Cloud Platform that we announced is here to really simplify that. So to make it as easy as possible to consume at the edge, at the core, or in the cloud, whether that's Azure or AWS, while using a consistent and the same operating model and management tool stack, allowing flexibility and choice, making it as easy as possible, really.
Okay, so keeping the lights on is getting more simplified.
Yeah, so organizations face a challenge, right? We have to keep the lights on, because for the reasons I said, we know if those applications go down, people will get fired. But we have to shift, or organizations have to shift their focus. So most organizations spend most of their time keeping the lights on today. The game, or the name of the game from a CIO perspective, is how do I shift my resource? And when I say resource, I mean time, people, and money, to focus on the more innovative tasks. So the emerging workloads, the list that we all know, AI, blockchain, augmented reality, all these things that are coming, but they all fall at the feet of IT, which is super exciting. It can also be a challenge though, right? So how do I shift my resource from what IT are doing today to what IT need to do in the future? We have a pretty strong view on this, that actually one of the easiest ways to do that is to use more software to drive automation orchestration. So take some of those manual tasks that you're currently spending time doing today, let software do that for you, and just start to shift the balance from running, managing infrastructure and applications to moving higher up the stack.
Okay, great. And let's say I have a workload, a very important workload. I have let's say an automated commerce opportunity or application or platform. Yeah. Where do we place that workload? Is that in the cloud? Is that on premise? How do I decide?
It's a very good question. And it is all about applications and workloads, and it's all about individual applications and workloads. There is no one size fits all. But we have some guides that we use to help organizations go through, and based on 4 key pillars. So the first one is economics. Where's the most financially viable place for me to run an application? As an industry, we've definitely gotten over the fact that public cloud is cheaper. In fact, IDC ran a study at the end of last year. They talked to 400 early cloud adopters, and out of those 400 early cloud adopters, 80% of them were going through the process of repatriating applications from public cloud back onto the data center. The top two reasons why, well, one was cost, the other one was security. So public cloud can be cheaper, but it also can be significantly more expensive. So you have to understand that. The second one is governance, which is fairly black and white. Where am I allowed to run my application on my data set? Normally, that is driven by the country of residence or country where the organization resides, as well as the industry it's in. The third one is data gravity. So data gravity is this idea that maybe I have an application today that's a great fit for an AWS, but over time, if that application and data set becomes more important to me, two things will happen. One, it will grow in size. And two, it will attract or pull other applications and services to sit alongside it. So what maybe started as a great fit for a public cloud could quickly turn out not to be a great fit for a public cloud. And the final one is performance. So you can tell by the performance profile, or you can make judgments by the performance profile of an application as to where it should live. The point is that all of those things, or most of those, two of those things are variable, and therefore you have to have flexibility and choice and be able to reverse or change decisions you make today, tomorrow, next week, next month. So this is really the idea of hybrid multi-cloud. How can I make application placement decisions and change them? Well, the way that you do that is through a consistent, standardized middleware platform or management and orchestration layer, in our case from VMware, the VMware Cloud Foundation stack, that then allows you to pull things back from AWS, from Azure, into your data center or move it out to the edge.
Okay, well, that's a great solution. So you can move your workloads from one cloud to another, maybe to on-premise. That's great. But there's a new area coming. That's edge computing. Michael Dell says within 10 years that's going to much bigger, much more important than the discussion between on-premise and cloud. Is that also a part of the solution we offer now?
Yeah, so it's edge computing is about to become incredibly important for most, if not all, organizations. So first of all, let's just level set. What is it? So more and more data is going to be created in a dispersed fashion. And in order for organizations to derive value from that data, you might need to process it pretty quickly. So edge computing is about how can I take data at source, I can put it through algorithms, I can use things like machine learning or deep learning to drive value that I can then at a later date move back into the cloud. So whereas everything used to sit inside the data center, it's going to look very, very different as we go forward. So, and there's a number of things that are going to drive that. So one of them is IoT, the idea that more and more things will have sensors, and those sensors will need to have things processed at them. And the second part is 5G. So as we start to, and we've just seen it in the UK, the first 5G networks launched, and we're going to see it across Europe. As soon as 5G comes in, we're going to have this bandwidth and super low latency that makes it even easier for things to be connected and talk together. We have a number of different things we can help organizations with there, from ruggedized PCs that can work in the most harsh environment through to full IoT solutions focused on specific verticals such as retail or healthcare, helping organizations figure out how I connect these things and how I take data, analyze data, and get value from it, because that's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, great. That's the reason why Michael Dell invested $1 billion last year for IoT, because that's the future. Yeah, right. Great. The CTO. He's in the room with CEOs, and they ask him the question: how can we increase our revenue? How can we have customer loyalty, for instance? What kind of, not technical skills, but let's say soft skills, does a CTO need?
The role of a CTO and a CIO is incredibly important. More and more, as technology plays more and more of an important role, it falls at their feet to implement and deliver it. So when a CEO is asking, how does IT help me generate more revenue, or how does IT help me change my business? It's super important, and the use of software and technology is key to that. Whether that's implementing next generation applications to improve user experience, or whether it's figuring out how to leverage AI, deep learning and machine learning algorithms to improve process. But technology is only one part, and arguably the easier part. The hard part is the people and process change that has to occur to allow the business to change to utilize that technology, because IT has got its hands full today. When I speak to CEOs that have successfully been through what we would call IT transformation, the reason or the way that they've done that is through a lot of hard work and investment. And when I say investment from the organization, but investment from the IT pros within that organization, who are the most valuable asset, helping those IT workers or professionals change job, upskill, shift from maybe the job they entered the organization into something that's more relevant. And I'd even go further to say that I think IT workers understand this now. I think that you could very easily be left behind by the market if you're just focused on specific technology stacks. And for example, if your only focus is in storage, maybe part of the thing you need to do is figure out, how do I look to be more data driven? So actually the data that's going to sit all over my business from the edge to the core of the cloud, how do I become the expert in that? And there's loads of examples. So organizations, CEOs, CIOs, they need to put in place a program of work to help educate, to help upskill. And once they do that, IT will be ready for the future and ready to start delivering those innovations and those next generation applications and workloads.
Great. And Dell Technology can help you educate, talk about new skills around master data management, flows, smart integration, etc.
Yes, so within Dell Technologies, we can absolutely help through our consultancy teams. I'd also state that we have a phenomenal partner network that with all across the world, but that these partners and integrators can also help with this, right? So they can help with the skill sets or that soft skill challenge that needs to occur to make that change.
Yeah, definitely. They're very important for us. Yeah, we don't have enough people to help all these companies with the digital transformation. Yeah,
I agree.
Paul, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you for watching, and maybe see you next time.
Bye.